welcome back to my channel. My name is Leslie and I am actually here to tell you guys how to get into the Disney College program. Are you guys ready? So how to get into the Disney College program? Well, if you're here, then you're on the right track, because I'm gonna be honest, trying to get into this program was absolutely crazy. The first couple times that I've actually tried to get in and I didn't get accepted, I realized I actually didn't do enough research and I actually didn't even know how the application process really was. I kind of just went in it like all blindsided, which is not what you guys want to do. So the first thing first, let's actually talk about the Disney applications. So before you apply, I actually do recommend that you guys get familiar with the different roles that Disney has. Just because when I went in, I literally only thought it was quick service and merchandise and custodial, which is, oh, and also lifeguard, which is not the case. There's a lot of different roles, especially when I was looking at Cedar, I was like, what is this? And then I had to Google on the spot right there. And yeah, wasn't really fun. And so I do suggest that you guys definitely get familiar with the different roles that they have. Sorry if I keep looking that way. I'm actually looking at my notes just because I actually wrote down what the different process and steps were for it. So once again, I really apologize that I'm looking that way. But once you guys get familiar with the roles that you are interested in, or at least getting familiarized with what exactly you're going to be doing in the Disney College program, it's time to fill out your applications when they actually drop. I do suggest that you do it the first couple days that the application does drop. If you're a little bit late or if you find this out a little bit later, it's okay. Take a deep breath in and out. You still can get in. Like, it's okay. But I just know a lot of people do prefer to do the applications when they drop. So let's talk about what is actually on the applications. Well, while filling out your applications, you're gonna do the basics. You know, your name, your school, what grade, not what grade you're in, but if you're a junior, a sophomore, or freshman. So it is something very familiar. It's kind of easy as soon as you go into it, so don't stress out about that. But once you've filled out the basics, you're actually going to be asked, where do you want to go? Do you want to go to Disney World? Do you want to go to Disneyland? Or do you want to do both? Now, before deciding this, I do want to let you guys know that Disneyland is a little bit hard to get into. It's a little bit more competitive, but it's also a little bit more expensive. So just keep that in mind. And honestly, it's okay if you just choose Disney World, and it's okay if you just choose Disneyland. But like I'm saying, it's a little bit more competitive for the Disneyland side, so just keep that in mind. After that, you're going to actually be asked to rank the roles that you prefer. So you're going to be asked if you want high interest, moderate interest, or low interest in the roles. It's honestly okay. Now this is where I'm going to be telling you guys what exactly you should do. Look at the roles, like I said, and be honest. Because even if you do put low interest, sometimes you actually do have a chance of getting it. So just keep that in mind, but be honest with yourself. Do you really want to do this job, or do you not want to do this job? Because if you're just gonna go in and just say that I want to do it just to get a better chance, and you get that role, it's gonna suck. Like, I've known a couple of people that actually did that for custodial, and they're slowly regretting it because they got chosen for it. So like I said, just be honest. It's okay. What I would advise is, as soon as you decided to choose what you guys are interested in, I would suggest either screenshotting it, or if you want, when you're doing your phone interview, or if you get the phone interview, it's really nice to click go on your dashboard, and then you're going to click application review. It should be on there, so it's something nice that you can refer back to. What I actually did was I printed it out, and I actually copied and pasted it onto Word document as well, so I had two things that I can look, just because I was absolutely nervous that something was going to happen, but that was just me. So after you're done selecting your high interest, your moderate interest, and your low interest, you will actually be asked to select some of your preferred roles. And this is where I suggest that you guys are very honest with yourselves. Like I said, you do have a chance of getting something that you're maybe don't want to do if you do select it, but also don't limit yourself to just certain roles, because Disney is looking for somebody who is willing to work a little bit more and willing to actually do some more jobs. So that is something to keep in mind. So like I said before, don't select something if you know you're not going to be happy in that role, because you are going to be there for at least 6 months if you do the extension, if you do the fall or spring advantage. So that is something to keep in mind. what I would suggest, like I said, is get familiarized with your roles and also picture yourself working that job. Are you going to be happy? That's a question that you should probably ask yourself. Are you going to be able to do it? And if you have any medical issues, it's okay if you do get the role and you're not allowed to do it. You can actually talk to Disney and they will be more than willing to accommodate to you. So the next step in the application is actually to talk about your job experiences that you have. And it's okay if you don't have any job experience. You can actually put any community service that you've actually done or any volunteering events that you have done as well. So that is okay. I do know that if you do have a little bit more job experiences, they are most likely willing to contact you for a web-based interview and a phone interview. But like I said, if you don't have that, that's okay. That's perfectly fine. I know a couple people who this will be their actual first real job, and I know a couple people who, like myself, this will be their 6th or 5th job. So it's okay. So under job experiences, you will be talking about the places that you worked and the dates that you worked, and also your title. So for example, if you work for a company like a bank, you would say you were a teller, or you would say that you were a personal banker or something like that. Or if you worked in retail, you would say that you were a leader or anything like that, or cashier, and that is okay. Now what they're gonna ask underneath is actually to put your skills. So let's talk about this for a little bit because there are so much confusion and so much misconception about this. You can literally bullet point your skills, or you can write it out in a sentence. It is up to you. It doesn't matter. And I will get to why it doesn't matter in a bit. But I know a lot of people that have done bullets and they've gone in. Myself, I've actually done sentences just because that's what I feel more comfortable with. It's okay. You don't need to stress about this. And I wish someone would have told me the first time, because that is where I was stressing and I was trying to use vocabulary words that would not even register correctly, if that makes sense. So just okay. And what I mean by I use vocabulary words that wouldn't register is because, drum roll, Disney does not actually have someone looking at your applications. They actually have a computer system that is looking for it. So you want to use Disney's key words, and I will talk a little bit more about what they are and how to use them. But I wish someone once again would have told me this, because it would have saved me a lot of time for the first couple of applications. And I can tell you that this is actually very true, because the first 2 applications I used completely different, like I said, vocabulary words. I was using customers instead of guest. I was using anything else that I could think of. I was literally going online and looking at words to use in your resume. That's not gonna work. So yeah, let's talk about a little bit about what are the Disney friendly words to use. So some of the words that you can actually use are what they call the Disney's 4 keys, which are safety, courtesy, show, and efficiency. So like I said, a great way to use this is, instead of saying customers, use guest, because Disney does use guest. Or instead of saying, like, for example, that you were very sweet to a customer, say that you were very courteous to the customer, or talked about the different safety sides as well. That is a big thing for Disney. And I promise you guys, if you use these words, you guys have a better chance of actually getting in. Like I said, I know from experience, I've done the application now about 4 or 5 times, and I know it worked and I know it doesn't. And like I said, it took some time to actually do more research on this, but it'll save you guys so much time and so much heartbreak. Trust me, when you get the no longer in consideration, it does hurt, but like I told you guys before, you just gotta keep moving forward and just keep swimming. So for this next step, a couple people have the option for this, and what I mean is it's up to you on how you feel. You can submit a resume if you want. However, I didn't and I got in, so it's up to you. Some people just feel more comfortable that way. Some people just don't want to, and that's okay. So that's why I said it's up to you and how you feel. If you feel like if you don't submit a resume and you don't get in, you could be like, oh great, like if I would have submitted the resume, then I would have gotten in. So like I said, it's up to you guys and how you feel about that. So now you're actually to the point where you can actually submit your application. And once you submit your applications, there's two things that can happen. One, you can actually hear back saying that you got a web-based interview within a couple of hours, or two, if you're like myself, you won't hear back until another 2 weeks, and that's okay. There's a couple people that don't even hear back until a month. Don't freak out, it's okay. Like I said before in different videos, everybody has a different experience, and that is perfectly normal. Just remember to breathe and do whatever you can to relax. Myself, it was watching a lot of Disney movies until I heard something back, and also emailing people going, hey, question, did you hear back? When did you place your applications? Don't do what I just did, because that will literally drive you insane. What a lot of people do is they actually go on their dashboard and you can see where you are in the, I believe it's a 6 or 5 process steps for the applications. Basically what's going to happen is your application will go under application review, and sometimes it does take a while for it to get there, and that's okay. In this step, this is actually where they're going to decide if you get a web-based interview or not, if you stay in limbo for a little bit. And like I said, it's okay. Once you get your web-based interview, you will literally, I say this, please be honest, and also please be consistent on your answers. I will do another video on the web-based interview and how to pass that. But for doing the web-based interview, the best advice that I can give you is be consistent and be honest. Once you're done with your web-based interview though, you will actually get an email or a notification right away saying you got a phone interview. A lot of times that happens. I've not heard anybody that's actually waited. So that's a plus of not stressing out. And once you actually do that, once you get the notification, you can actually choose your time for your phone interview. I would suggest choosing a time where you have a chance to relax and decompress and research a little bit more. So if you're, for example, if your web-based interview was a Monday and there is a phone interview on maybe a Tuesday or Wednesday, I would not suggest that unless you feel completely comfortable. Once again, that's up to you. I actually waited a week to do my phone interview just because I wanted to have time to research, and I will actually link to my phone interview down below as well so you guys can see some of the questions that they could ask you. But that's something that I would suggest, is thinking about how comfortable you're going to be in your phone interview, because the more comfortable you are, the more you will actually open up and the more honest I think you will be. And I think that's the real big key on doing the phone interview, but I'll do another video on that as well. So you've done your phone interview. Now what? Well, I will be telling you what you're going to be doing, because if anyone says otherwise, they didn't do this, they're lying. You will be constantly checking your emails, and you'll be constantly checking your dashboard to see where you are in the application process. And this will be step 4, I believe, where it's going to be it's going to be under interview. So you're not going to move from there. The step 5 is actually your offer letter. So even if you've done your interview and the next day you check and you're still in the interview process, it is okay. It does take some time. A lot of people actually hear back within a week. Some people actually hear back in a month. Like I said, it's okay. It's really different for everybody. Myself, it actually took, I believe, 4 days to hear back that I got accepted. And you will actually get an email, or like I said, you get a notification on your dashboard, which is where you're going to be living until you hear an answer. It's constantly checking your dashboard. And once you're there, you can actually see your offer letter. You can see what role you're going to be in. And let me give you some advice on this. Don't be disappointed if it's not the role that you wanted, okay? Just take a deep breath in and take a deep breath out and feel very proud of yourself that you got to that stage. There's so many people that want this role and want this opportunity to be in the Disney College program. So that is a plus side to think about. So that's the different steps on the applications and kind of what's going to be happening after the applications. And that's my advice on how to get into the Disney College program, is do a lot of research, take your time, literally reflect on yourself. Don't take word from someone else. Everyone's experience is different. I can't emphasize this enough. But please, please, please do research about the Disney keywords and Disney friendly words. I actually do believe there is a list online about the Disney friendly words you can use in your resume. But like I said, be honest, really reflect on yourself, and you'll be okay. And also, if you don't get into the program, that is okay as well. All right, like I said, it's a very competitive program, but you should feel really proud of yourself for even applying, and you should feel really proud of yourself for wherever you got to. Because honestly, you gotta keep moving forward and you gotta keep swimming. I really hope that you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope that helped you guys out a lot too. Please give it a thumbs up if you guys did like it, and subscribe as well to my channel. I will be posting new videos every Sunday night, hopefully, if I can keep on my schedule. Trying to stay on there. But yeah, thank you guys once again so much for watching this video, and I hope you had a great time. Bye.